Hey everybody, this is Jeff Riley with the Carolina Results team of Keller Williams, and we are here in the Columbia, South Carolina market, the Midlands, and want to talk about the market, what it's doing. A lot of people ask me, Jeff, what's going on in the market? I hear it's a horrible time to sell, or a horrible time to buy. It's really not. So I recently had the opportunity to attend something called Chart Masters, which our company presents to us, and got some really good data on exactly what the market is doing. So I've decided to put together a three-part series. This is part one of three that you're catching right now. We're going to kind of come over the summary facts of what I learned from this, and then we're going to talk about two other parts, and we'll get to those in a little bit. I'm going to start with this, so pay attention and like it and follow and watch the other two videos if you'd like as well. So the interesting part, this is all data based on the first quarter of this year compared to the first quarter of last year, what we call year-over-year data. And for the first quarter, for the Columbia MLS market, we sold 2,627 houses, which is up slightly from 2,571 houses first quarter of last year. So just a little bit of data, we're up slightly. The biggest significant jump in there, and it wasn't that significant, was in the price range of about 200,000 up to about 300,000. That actually grew. Some of the other price points, the more expensive price points, were down in terms of their total sales year over year, but that price point between 200 to 300, we saw more during this first quarter than we did last year quarter in those sales. That's the biggest thing. So as I dive into some of the other summary points you might want to know, year to date, March 2026, we are up about 2.2%, and that's total volume. Just kind of give you an idea. Total volume and price is up about 2.2%, which is good. The supply currently right now is about 3.3 months of supply. What that means is if no more homes were listed today, we would run out of homes to sell if no more homes were listed at the current pace that they're selling in about 3.3 months. Sales price, the median sales price was up 1.7%. It was $275 first quarter last year, and it's currently $280. The median sales price to original list price is about 97.3%. That's pretty good. To get 97.3% of your original asking price is pretty solid. There was no change in that compared to this time last year. The median days on market is about 51 days. That is an increase. We are seeing it take a little bit longer to sell houses. That is up 7 days over this time last year. Then also, overpriced listings. We're going to come back and talk about this in part two, but 60% of the listings were at least initially overpriced when they were originally listed and had to do price reductions. So we'll talk about that. And then seller concessions. Seller concessions, about 19.7% of all sales included seller concessions, and that averaged about $6,500 in concessions, and that would go towards like closing costs and stuff like that. So that's the first part that we're going to give you real quick, and what you should hear from that is that the market has not really crashed or anything like that. It's not necessarily a bad market. We're actually got some good positive trends, but it's really not that much different than last year. So tune in for part two, and remember the Carolina Results team if you're thinking about buying, selling, or investing in the Columbia, South Carolina market.